What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Josiah back here for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you all how to 180 your BMX bike. I know I had a few of you all request this one quite a while ago. We're finally getting around to it. So I hope you all enjoy. Please make sure to drop me a like, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to jump right into this one. So to do the 180, the only thing you need to know how to do is a bunny hop. And if you don't know how to do that, lucky for you, we have a tutorial that I'll put right here. Go watch that if you don't know how to bunny hop, and then come back to this and we'll teach you the 180. Everything else I'm going to teach you in this video. So to teach you all the 180, we're actually going to break this trick down into two separate things for you guys to work on. Because to do a 180, first you obviously have to do the hop 180, but you also have to fakie or roll backwards and then roll away straight again, which is honestly just as hard as doing the hop 180 itself. We're going to learn the fakie first. I think that's going to be the best bet, because once you know how to fakie, you can start working on your 180 rotation, and once you get that rotation down, you should be able to do the fakie and ride away from the trick. If you don't know how to fakie and you try the 180, it's going to be really hard for you to learn how to fakie, because your 180s aren't going to be great and it's not going to set you up well for the fakie. So we're going to learn the fakie first, and to do that, first off, if you're right foot forward, you're going to want to roll backwards and start turning your bars to the right, and then ride away towards your left. And if you're left foot forward, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to be rolling backwards, turning your bars to the left, and then going right to go out of the fakie there. All right, so to initiate the fakie, there's a few different ways you can do that. A foot jam, the other being a nose press, and you can also find a bank and roll up and then roll backwards. That's going to be a little bit more difficult because it's really hard to balance when you're going that slow. You have to stop and then go back down. I'd probably recommend learning the nose press to get your fakies down. To do that, you're just going to find a wall or a ledge or something like that that you can put your front wheel against, push into it, and then push off, roll backwards into your fakie. I actually don't really have any good obstacles to do a nose press right now. We're going to use this sign. It's probably not the best thing to learn on because the sign's so narrow. It's going to be hard to aim your front wheel into it, but that's all we got. So we're gonna demonstrate here. You just put your weight into it and then push off. You can get your back end off the ground for a little bit extra steez. And real quick, I'm just going to demonstrate the foot jam method. So once you get into the fakie, you're going to need to roll backwards. If you have a cassette, when you roll backwards, your cranks are going to start cranking backwards. And so you're actually going to have to pedal backwards. If you have a free coaster, you don't need to do that. But a free coaster is also going to be a little bit more difficult to get out of the fakie. If you have a cassette, you don't need to pedal backwards very fast at all. You just want to match or go a little slightly faster than the cranks would on their own. You can kind of feel for that point. It's going to be a little bit difficult at first. Just don't crank super fast. That's going to kind of throw your balance off and you're going to look a little goofy while you're doing it. To stay balanced while rolling backwards, try to focus on staying completely straight. You're going to want to have your weight right over your handlebars, sort of in line with your forks, and you can even look down at your stem to help keep you balanced. The fakie is really just going to take a lot of repetition in order to get it down. It's pretty difficult at first, but once you learn it, it's really not too bad. Another tip to help you stay balanced is if you start feeling yourself tip into the right, if you turn your bars to the right a little bit, you're going to turn and it's going to straighten you back out. The same thing going the other way. If you start tilting left, turn your bars left, it'll straighten you out. But really, the fakie just takes a lot of practice. It's kind of just like learning to ride a bike in general. It's really tough at first, but once you learn it, it's really easy to stay balanced. It's the same thing with the fakie because everything's kind of reversed. Next up, we have to get out of the fakie and start riding away straight again. Again, there's a few different methods you can use. One of them being you literally just pedal, you crank down and you pedal out of it and start riding forward again. The other method is pivoting out of it. And the last method is going to be the half cab, which is essentially another bunny hop 180, but when you're going backwards. That's going to be the most difficult to learn, but it is going to be one to strive for because it's going to allow you to do the trick a lot faster It's gonna look a lot better. The half cab is also great because you can under or over rotate the 180 and you can still hop out of it and ride away from the trick. Okay, so to do both the pivot and the half cab, both gonna be a really similar method to start. To do the pivot method, you're gonna be rolling backwards in your fakie, and then you're gonna carve. So you're gonna turn pretty sharply, and then you're gonna crank down while twisting and pulling the opposite direction that you turn. All right, pedal backwards, we're turning, and we're twisting and doing a wheelie out of it. It's gonna be the best method to learn first because it's gonna lead really nicely into the half cab. All right, now I wanna demonstrate the half cab for you all. It's basically gonna be the same thing as the pivot method, except you're gonna do a bunny hop instead of doing a wheelie out of it. So once you learn the fakie, it's time to start learning how to do the 180 hop. To do the 180, you're gonna wanna carry not a whole lot of speed. Maybe just take half a crank or so. You can go pretty slow while you're learning. So first, you're gonna start turning towards the direction you want to spin, and you're gonna turn pretty sharply. This is called carving. And then while you're carving, you're also gonna squat down to get ready to hop. You're gonna start doing the bunny hop while carving, and you're also gonna start turning your head, your shoulders, and your hips towards the direction you wanna spin. That should get you the rotation. It's gonna take a lot of practice. It's gonna seem kind of impossible at first. From there, you just hit your fakie, and that's all there is to it. If you're still struggling to get the spin around after doing this, try to focus on getting a really high bunny hop and turning really fast and really sharply, carving really hard as you're doing the bunny hop. It should get you around. If you're still struggling to get the spin around, one thing I would recommend when learning any trick is to record yourself, because when you play it back, it's gonna be really easy for you to tell what you're doing wrong. You can compare it to my 180s in this video. Just try to make your 180 look like mine or anyone else who's landing the trick. A lot of times when you're doing a trick and you're struggling with it, it's hard to tell what you're doing wrong unless you see it with your own eyes. So now we're gonna take the 180 to the skate park. We're gonna show you all what's possible if you stick with this trick.
Well done. Well done, Jojo. To Smith?
Oh my God.
Woo! Alright guys, it might not look very big on camera, but this gap it's a little over a bike length. You can see my foot. It's
so mellow.
It's really long and really mellow.
It's a high speed
you want to put your bike down there just to show them. It's kind of tough to see, but it's a pretty decent gap.
And then look at the takeoff ramp.
Yeah, it's that was sick. Well done. The difference on this one. Woo. So sick.
All right, so once you get the 180 down,
We're gonna start doing multiplication.
yeah, we're gonna add another 180 degrees, or you can times it by 2. It'll get you there.
You guys good at math?
Yeah, we go.
Woo.
All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helped teach you how to 180. Just make sure, like always, keep at it. It'll come with time. That's gonna be it for this one. Please make sure to drop us a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.